The quarterfinal post-game press conference of the 2025 CUSA Basketball Championships. We're joined by New Mexico State head coach Jody Adams, by senior guards Molly Kaiser and Selena Peterson. We'll make sure the attending media here in Huntsville have the ability to ask their questions first, then we'll move to any Zoom audience that we might have. If you don't mind, please state your name and affiliation prior to asking your question. Thank you for attending, as well as your patience. And we'll begin with an opening statement from Coach Adams before opening up to questions.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to congratulate Louisiana Tech for just an outstanding game. This first game is always tough, and, they came and played with a young team, a very talented team, and, and executed very well. So I just want to congratulate them. We both won 2 quarters. They won the first 2. We won the last 2. And the 2 that we won, it wasn't enough. But I think this moment in time doesn't define what our season has been like or the young women that I've been on a journey with. And, for me as a coach, it's different. Yes, I'm a fierce competitor and want to win, and, I want to be contagious and, get these guys to be fighters and to be really tough on the court and discipline and all the things that basketball requires you to be, which is pretty tough. So I'm just really, really grateful at this time, to see so much growth, especially in our senior class, because it's so large, and it's just been a blessing to watch them grow.
Questions? Brett?
Coach Brett Lucas from Las Cruces Sun News, helping out here now. Looked like your offense struggled a little bit, a lot of turnovers. What was kind of the problem there?
Well, I don't know. The things that I saw the last game us do, those same people had the ball in their hands and, would dribble it up the court. We had the same shots that went down, at home with ease, and, and they didn't go down. And, I think one of the greatest things you can just, hit pause at, and at some point in time, right now is not really a time to teach, your student athletes, but, you got to look at when your back gets held against the wall, things are not going your way, and what's going to travel with you. And we understand and we know defense is. And so whether it's turnovers, they'll making shots, at the end of the day, we've got to play great defense, and ultimately we got to rebound the ball. And I do not think that we did that at our very best today.
For Selena and Molly, just having you on KTSM News, just you guys cut it down to 4 points in the second half. Just what was it that you guys couldn't get over the hump in that second half to close out?
I feel like we started to turn it up because we started to lock into what we're known for, supposedly, like our defense and stuff. So our mentality is stop, score. So that's why we were able to cut it so close. But I just feel like we just couldn't get over that hump. Like, they would score, we would score. It was like a game of runs, and then since our mentality is to try to get stop, score, we weren't really stopping as much, and I just feel like we weren't at our best today. I know we're a better team than what we showed tonight.
I guess how frustrating of an experience is it like that when you're so close, but just you guys were playing?
I think it could be frustrating, but I think at the end of the day, we showed a good fight. I don't think there was ever a time, maybe for a few possessions, we did show some quit, but I think the time that we went on the run, we finally started to execute the game plan. We started to finally communicate with each other. We got them off the glass. I'm looking at it, and they had 9 offensive rebounds, and that killed us in the first half. So I think we finally started to go on that run. We were able to box out, get those rebounds, and we were able to push the ball. We had a lot of ball movements. We got to the paint. We got paint touches, whether that was paint touches to score or paint touches to get fouled, kick out. So I think that's when we really started to execute the game plan. But I think it can be frustrating because we all wanted more. We all wanted to, win this first game, and unfortunately we didn't. But we got to give credit to La Tech for the way they came out. They punched us, and it just took us a little bit too long to respond, and we just ran out of time.
Molly, you went down with it looked like a right ankle injury in the third quarter. Can you just talk to me about what exactly happened there, and I guess how much of an effect did that have when you came back into the game?
I'm not sure how it happened, but I just remember going down, and I remember, feeling like I was in pain, but then Coach Jody came out, she just told me, kind of take a deep breath, stand up, like I'm okay. And I think that really calmed me down, and it kind of allowed me to realize, like, hey, like, you're okay. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, you have to let your team know that they can win this game, And I think oftentimes when they see me go down, heads go down a little bit. So I kind of had to show a little bit of fight, no matter how I was feeling, just for my teammates to be able to, push through. Whether I came back to the game or I didn't, just for them to see like, hey, we're okay. We can win this without you. And I think that's a big thing for me. But honestly, just going back there, I have a God who's an amazing God who's always working in my favor. Has my trainer take my ankle. I prayed, and I asked him to give me the strength and the courage to just go out there and, to go out there and just give me the strength, not just for myself, but for my teammates. It's always about them. And I know I talked a lot about, how bad I wanted this, and it didn't matter what position we're in. I really wanted a championship, and it wasn't for me. It was for my teammates, for this program. So just going down like that, I knew I had to come out and just show fight for them so they can believe that they can win the game. And, we fall short, but, I still trust and believe because we have an amazing God that does amazing things, and there's a reason why this happened, and I'm not going to question why it happened when it happened, and I'm very blessed, and I'm thankful for this opportunity to just be able to play the game of basketball, and I can't thank anybody but God, and I'm just proud of my teammates for, pushing through and trying to respond when I was down.
Coach Adams, just to build off that, just what was kind of going through your mind once you saw Molly go down and just for her to come back into the game and perform to the best of her abilities? What's your thoughts?
Well, probably in line with Molly, and our hearts are probably connected in this way that we're just both big in our faith. And I know we both have an amazing God, so the first thing I did was to pray and just, talk her through just taking some deep breaths. We're going to be okay. And you're going to be okay, whether she played or not. That would be ultimately, where she was at the time. But, like I said, we serve an amazing God, and He does amazing things. And for her to be able to hop back out there, she's one brave gal, and just to do that for her teammates just really says how humble this young lady is, and how much she really wanted it for them.
Coach, obviously the game was kind of decided on that 22-4 run they had, and then it turned around after that. But what were they kind of doing to you there that kind of got you guys in the hole?
I just think we hit the panic button, to be quite honest with you. That was my question. Like, why are we running around? Like, just slow down. Come off the ball screen slower. You're coming off of it at 125 miles an hour, and there's 5 reads you're missing. And so, as much as I needed to calm them down on offense, I also needed to get them to be more aggressive on defense. So it's a tale of two tales there as a coach, for me in a huddle. And, and I said it a couple of times in timeouts, take a deep breath. We're okay. We just need to get back to our game plan and trust each other and execute. And so, but again, I'm going to give, Louisiana Tech, where credit is due. And, they battled. They battled in some spots, and, they got us in some positions. And, while we didn't hang in there and battle every possession with them, we battled with them, but not every possession. I can't answer that, for these young women. I'm really big on the mind, and what your mind thinks and where your heart is becomes revelation. And this is a next play game. You just can't stay in one play, and sometimes we have a tendency to stay in one play too long.
And just how proud you were of the fight they showed the rest of the game?
The one thing I will say, since being here, this is my 3rd year, I've never seen one of my teams quit. And I think if I do see one of my teams quit, it's time for me probably to retire. Because that means, I can't affect them in the way that I should be able to as a leader. And so I'm extremely proud of them, but I will say this is an expectation in this program.
Any more questions? Anyone in the Zoom audience? Okay. No one there, all right? Ladies, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon. We want to thank everyone for joining us here for the quarterfinal post-game press conference of the 2025 CUSA Basketball Championships. We're joined by Louisiana Tech head coach Brooke Storr, by freshman forward Avery Aaron, senior guard Robin Lee. We want to make sure the attending media here in Huntsville have the ability to ask their questions first, then we'll move to anyone we have in our Zoom audience. If you don't mind, please state your name and affiliation prior to asking your question. We thank you for attending. We'll now begin with the opening statement from Coach before opening up to questions.
Yeah, obviously you get a win in March, and that's a big deal. So we're extremely proud of our group. I thought they executed the defensive game plan really, really well. We gave up 87 to this group last week, and I thought they really focused in on limiting such a great scorer in Molly Kaiser as a team and not just letting that be one person. I thought we did a great job rotating different people on her. I think Gianna Morris was outstanding defensively on her, just forcing her into tough shots. And we only put her at the free throw line 2 times, and she's so efficient when she gets to the line. So just really proud of our effort defensively on the boards. And then we scored enough today to make it happen. But I thought our paint points were huge.
Okay. Any questions in the room?
Sammy Monkey, 279 News. For Brooklyn, Avery, just MSU closed it to 4 in the second half. Just what was it like for you guys to just be able to fend them off in a late portion of the game?
Yeah, I think, and I'll take some of that. We had some calls not go our way, and I probably should have just remained a little more calm for them. We've got a young group, and we've been in those situations before where we've had leads and not been able to close it out, and I thought there was extreme growth in that because we've been in those situations this year, and I really thought coming out of a timeout, we got a score off a baseline inbound, and then we got a sideline inbound out of a timeout where Paris hits a 3. And I think when you can get those ATOs executed that way, I thought our group really locked in, and then we were able to get stops. I mean, we held them to 55, and we gave up 17 there in that fourth, but I thought our defensive effort was tremendous, and we just kept going back to just get a stop. I didn't think we were very sharp offensively in the second half, had some turnovers, missed some easy shots, and then we settled for we were dominating them in the paint. We settled for some threes that I felt like we could have just continued to attack, but they didn't lose their focus or their composure, and I thought they responded really well, especially out of those timeouts.
I never felt like we were really in a close game, even when it was close. I knew that we just had to do us. If it got close, it was like, oh, okay, well, we just need to clean some things up. Not, man, like they're doing anything better than us, like they're beating us. It's like, okay, we just need to clean up a few things on our end. And it never felt like that close of a game to me. I felt like everybody was firing on all cylinders, especially on defense. And, we're not perfect, but we were pretty good tonight. So it was just on us.
Robin, would you like to address that too, just the way your defense played?
Yeah, man. I mean, our defense was from last game to this game, we really turned up the pressure and the energy on defense. And we know if we continue to defend, then we're going to come out on top every time.
Any other questions? Anything from Zoom? We do have somebody on Zoom. We do have somebody. We do have somebody. We do have somebody.
You,
I think these, I'm going to piece that together. I think he's asking
Sharp
about,
records.
together, I think he's
The
asking
jury
about,
records.
staying patient. I think sometimes, especially as young players, you try to, just make things happen. And she missed a considerable amount of time after our first close scrimmage in terms of practice time, and then basically all of the non-conference. And, we talked to our team a lot about you want to be playing your best basketball at March and meaningful games in March, and you have to stay patient. There are a lot of highs, there's a lot of lows. Sometimes there's conflict. You've got to learn to work through that and stay patient and just stick to the process. And I'm very proud of her for that. And just, we know what she's capable of. And it's just, staying true to who she is and allowing, I thought we had a great advantage inside. And I actually told Kelly and Noah yesterday when on the Zoom with the ESPN, they asked, for somebody that, who do you feel like needed to step up or would make a difference for you in the game? And I said Avery Aaron. And I just believed the way she's played the last few weeks, especially last week, of just keeping it simple, rebounding the basketball, scoring in and around the paint where she's so good. And then when teams don't want to defend you at the three-point line, being able to knock that down and be a threat there is huge. She has a confidence about her, and she never doubts herself. And I think that's an incredible quality for a young player to have. Sometimes when things don't go your way, it's easy to lose confidence, and I don't think she's done that. And I think she's stayed true to that. And then, on the other side of that, it's about our group, and she's just trying to do whatever she can to help our group be successful. And these young women are incredible to be around every day, but when they fight for each other and carry themselves with that level of confidence, good things really happen. I feel like I'm praying at the football game where it's coming back. Coming back. Coming back.
Ladies, congratulations. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I did. That's what I said yesterday, sitting in the car on the Zoom.